I put down my window and I said, Scotty, I said, are you the one who's been making all these things?
I think you said, are you the guy that's making all these?
Yeah.
Angels and demons fighting in the deep end. I turn all my weakness into something I believe in. Every scar, every doubt, that's fuel when I speak. Welcome to the battle where the broken get free. Yeah.
Welcome to Angels and Demons Podcast. We've got the one and only Scotie Cousins.
Yes, indeed, my man. Give it to me. When we were sitting here having fun last time, and we're going to do it again?
Yes, again.
Oh my God. I don't know if I have enough in me to get through this. You know?
Our subscribers absolutely wanted to hear more because, Scotty, you're one of the most authentic, real human beings I've ever met. This world is filled with just fake motherfuckers.
Wow, man. That is just, I don't know what to say with that, but I think you're right. Not that I'm humbled as you say that about me.
I'm just telling you, you really have really captured me in a way in this community. When I say this community, Jacksonville, Florida, Atlantic Beach, Scotty puts in the hardest places, most difficult places, pharmacies where people are going and getting drugs because they're dying or they have cancer or they have some terminal illness. Mayo Clinic, they're flying into International Jacksonville Airport to get to the Mayo Clinic. He puts these amazing, call them
Scotties
around
That's
Atlantic
what people have
Beach,
named them. I didn't name them that.
in Jacksonville.
Yep.
And
beyond.
countless messages, countless texts, countless emails of people that are going through real life. Real life is difficult. Now, if you're part of the 1% that just has all the money in the world and you're spending and you're going and you're doing what you're doing, great. I'm so happy for you. But a lot of people in this world, they struggle. They wake up every day, they work from 8, they work till 5, they have an hour commute, they're in lockdown traffic, whether in there in New York, Chicago, Jacksonville, wherever it is. And here you have a man that is literally taking the time out of his day to put a smile on your face.
I want to see Ivory. I just want to see smiles, And it does. It's it's a form of therapy that is done through art anonymously. And those quotes that I sent you they say it all. You don't even have to go to a doctor's office to get therapy. You just see it, and it lifts people because there's no itinerary. It doesn't want to sell you nothing. It doesn't want to make you a sign that says "turn here" or "this is for sale." It's somewhere in the middle of nowhere or attached to a tree.
Exactly.
And then that surprise is what really. It makes people smile.
Lifts the endorphins. It increases the endorphins in their life and makes them feel good. And I'm telling you, Scotty, you just sent me the other day messages and emails that people were sending because they were in dark times.
Strangers.
Difficult times.
Strangers.
And we're talking about people that are fighting cancer, that are going through heavy depression, maybe from a divorce. They lost their loved ones. People that have gone through hell and back. And that's what the show is about.
Lost their dogs and cats.
Yeah, lost their dog, where they don't have a partner and they lost their dog. So they go home. The home's empty. They don't have anyone. But they look at these things and they see the big eyes, right?
They want to see what you need for the day.
Tell us what we need.
The eyes are big because they really want to see what you need. They want to make you feel better. They want to hear about your day. They actually, when you see them somewhere, they actually eye you down almost. They watch you. You can already see these whites. And it
watching
really,
you, looking at you, where are you?
And when you least expect it, they pop up. And that surprise is the
joy,
90% of the power of what I do.
Bam! There you go. And when's Valentine's Day tomorrow? How did you do that? That looks like Valentine's.
I had a lady that she called me the other day. She goes, Scotty, you don't know me, but I live in your neighborhood. My mom just loves your work. She's like got an 87 or something like that. And she goes, can you just bring one of those hearts to her? I call her back because I got 1,000 things going on right now. But I call her back. I say, yes, I'll be there in like 30 minutes. She goes, what? 30 minutes? So I made her one of these I already had in the studio and a caption, like a bubble that says, I love you. We put it out there, and her brother was waiting out there. It's like a mile from here. And her brother was waiting. They didn't have much at all there. It was really kind of like, it was very simple life. And I put that in that yard. She came out there, and she had never, ever seen anything like that, as old as she was. And it really, you could see her almost chest open up, and her smile was just like
contagious.
She didn't know what to say. She got so caught up that I was even there. I didn't charge him a thing, Vincent, because
you're amazing, man.
Because it was
you're amazing, man. You're amazing.
We get these God moments that are put in front of us, like.
Listen, I mean,
I'm sorry, I'm getting on.
The scriptures,
there's so much to say.
He placed on my heart. Okay, and when I say the scriptures, I'm talking about God. Mm-hmm. Okay, the Lord. You believe in God, right?
Of course I do.
Okay, so he placed on my heart Mark 8:25 and Luke 17:33. Whoever clings selfishly to the earthly life, its comforts and securities, will ultimately lose. But whoever surrenders their life for his sake will find true eternal life.
Yes, sir, indeed. Yes, sir,
and
indeed.
what you're doing is it's so rare for people to go out of their way to dig people out of trenches.
And you know what? That's a message that I was sent in 2004. When I could least really do anything. I had a bad back. I was just recovering from a fusion. But my wife and I were 2 weeks away from bankruptcy and living in Chicago, which was very expensive. I was rehabbing. I was watching people go by in front of my apartment because I had a sub-level apartment. And I saw people in pain. I was like, what is the world we're living in? Do I want to just live for money anymore? No, I want to do something. In that moment, I really listened to God. And then 2 weeks later, I was in there with a bad back with chalk, doing chalk murals in front on that sidewalk. There was an L stop from here to here. And I said, I'm going to get people. And so I did. I was laying on my side doing this chalk, like the least person that should be doing this.
You did it.
And we need money. What am I doing? I'm out here like laying on my side at 40-something years old.
Doing chalk on that.
And I kept on going. It was like a 2-week drought. And it just kept on going down. Everybody's laying. And they were looking at me.
Hilarious.
They looked at me, and just the sight of me just doing it, they didn't know what to. It was so foreign to everybody.
Yes.
That, because what is this guy doing? He's a multimillionaire, just an eccentric millionaire laying on the doing chalk.
He's doing whatever.
Everybody thought that in that whole neighborhood that had all this money and all this time to do all this stuff. But that was just one of the first things.
Now rewind for us a little bit, because I think what subscribers really missed was from me not asking some questions about, like, I know you're from, like, here, look at Chicago Blackhawks. I mean, I love Chicago.
More than Bears.
Deep dish pizza, you get in the cheese, like, yum, the Italiano's there.
Don't forget Kalo's down in Andersonville.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Chicago is full of life, but you went through a very unique experience in Chicago. Share with me what prompted you to give of yourself to make this city of Jacksonville and so much more a happier, vibrant place. There have to have been a very valley somewhere.
There was a valley where I was actually almost cussing God. I didn't believe he was with me. I was going through so much. I had a knee replacement too, and the pain was incredible. I had to get off of fentanyl to go have. It was
fentanyl.
It was doctor prescribed because of my pain was off the roof, and I had this surgery coming up, and I had all this stuff happening, and my pain would not go away. As I would just pray to Jesus and call his name all day long.
How many years on fentanyl?
Actually, was started as just Norco, and then it went to oxycodone, and then to fentanyl because they just could not control my brain. Pain. And it ended up what it was when we got down here, got all the stuff taken care of. It was the actual opiates that were causing more pain because there's oversensitizing the hippocampus in the brain. And it does that. Yeah. So when you're off of that stuff, your brain starts to work again. It takes care of itself. Your spidey senses come back. You hear, smell.
How do you get off of fentanyl? Like, I saw
hell. I saw hell.
Like I've had some, I've heard like, you're in a ball and you're rolling downhill and you're punching at it and you're trying to get out. Like I've had friends tell me like they would rather die than go through the withdrawals from that. I even have a brother that lives in Portland, Oregon. Okay. And he has been in and out of hell, 15 years, IV user, heroin user. And you know what? God bless him. Cause he does everything he can. He had a very bad back injury like you in Brazil. He jumped off a cliff, broke his back, and he needed the pain medication. Yeah. And now the doctors, he was so dependent. I think people get dependency and addiction, because I really want to clarify this. Dependency is not addiction. Addiction is not dependency. Addiction is you going without a doctor's supervision and getting a needle and shooting up. Dependence is you are in so much pain from something that's happened to you that you have to take it. Would you agree?
I would totally agree.
Now, when you are on that, your body becomes so chemically dependent upon it that without it, it wants to shut completely down.
Yes.
And people say benzos and alcohol are the only two things that can kill you cold turkey. I disagree. Would you disagree?
I would disagree because I thought it was gonna kill me.
What is that pain? What is the pain like on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh my gosh! I'm just gonna say I saw hell. I was in a rehab unit, which I was with all the abusers. I was just trying to get off because I was dependent to go into surgery. It was
few make it, don't they? Very few. Very few. I would say my brother told me. From the methadone clinics, Suboxone clinics, the Subutex clinics, because it's almost like a cesspool for them all. So many of them end up like microdosing. Right, you know what I mean? Microdosing. So they end up like, playing the fine line and, putting a bunch in and blowing through, heavy crystals, in urine because they want to, so this is a real thing.
Yeah, it was in a rehab unit and I barely made it. I really did. I mean, I thought I was dying. And I actually thought I was in hell.
What was the worst part of the pain? Were you sweating? Were you cardiac?
Actually, I went into like a little cardiac thing. They had to take me in the hospital, and it's not usually that bad, but mine was the fentanyl I was taking was so big boy dose that my body revolted, and I was like jerking and just like. I crawled out in the hallway. I was like, help me. And there was one nurse that took it upon herself. She goes, I can't see this anymore. I got to call her his wife.
Thank you, nurses, for everything you do.
And she actually called my wife. My wife raised hell and put me in, got me in a hospital. And I did it a little bit more humanely than just ripping off my patch and then just going to bed. That's all he said to do.
You got to slowly, incremently do it. You can't just jump. You can't just jump.
Yeah, it ripped the cord, man. And I got through it. I did, but I thought it was really close. That was like a couple times.
So when you got through it, like what is, how did you manage to stay away from thinking about it, dreaming about it, thinking about it? Because I mean, that's a very powerful opiate. Most people that take it are on it for the rest of their lives.
I don't like that. I never liked it. I thought it was just a way I never liked the feel, the highness. Believe it or not, I was one of those people that just
didn't mesh with. Oh, I hear it all the time. People are like, I hate the way it makes me feel.
Same with alcohol. I don't remember the last time I got, so I like to be in the moment and then have the, hamster wheel, not, what do they call it? Yeah. Corrupted, by anything. Cause my brain's doing enough already. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I learned through exercise, mental meditation, experiences with people. That's a lot. But this is another thing with mental stuff. People aren't getting enough of this. They're not, there's no organic segues where we can. No. And that brings me to a point. I just want to say, if you see any of these out, people have been telling me they see these out.
They're everywhere. You fly into Jacksonville, you're going to see Scotties everywhere. Now, he brought one, but it's showing like what's going on here.
This is actually going in. Remind me of my point.
I love this one.
This is a Florida ibis, the Scotie style. Now, these are going to have long legs because they got to. This is going to the airport. Yeah. They're going to be metal legs. They're going to be sunk in concrete because they're actually stealing them up there because everybody. But they're going to be.
Can I see that thing?
Yeah. It's made of aluminum.
Look at this thing.
First aluminum I've ever done.
Oh,
and
Scotty, this is nice.
The curator.
This is nice. This is really nice.
The curator,
what is his name?
I think it's going to be Vincent. This is going to be the first Vincent I've ever had. Yeah, in your honor, because you're doing such great work, man.
Listen, that is like, you might want to double think that. That's quite an honor.
No,
though.
we're going to make that.
You.
That's going to be the first one.
That would be incredible. I mean, I felt that, and I mean, it is amazing. Yes, yeah, like little ones behind it. You mean?
Yeah. There's going to be a whole flock of these.
That's so
going
cool.
by a little pond. But the point I was going to make, when people see these out in these neighborhoods, especially the last one that happened was an Ocean Walk down the street. People don't know anybody in their neighborhoods anymore. You know, I was like, hey, I was installing this Scotie for him. He's an older guy, really cool dude. And I was installing. I said, hey man, you're going to get a lot of people. All your friends are going to probably come over and talk to you about it. And he goes, Scotie, he goes, I just don't have that many friends here. I've lived here for 30 years and I don't know anybody. I was like,
that's incredible.
So I was like, I was so like
taken back by that.
But 5 minutes later, this car pulls up. Hey, I like those. Are you getting one of those? I said, yeah, I'm doing it for Jeffrey here. I've never met you, but I live down the street. But I want to get one of them. This is crazy. And then they started talking. That was the segue into them talking. So
Come on, that's so cool.
People
so
walk through these communities all the time. They see Scotie. And you know what? They go, I bet this guy's a cool person. I'm going to knock on the door and see you. Hey, I got one of those too. I just want to say I love these. And so you have this.
That's so awesome.
It's
so awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
And I've seen it. You're stopped in it. You walk in, he walks into Publix, everyone's jumping over you, you know? Because, I mean, like, there are very few cities in this country, if any, where an individual like Scotie Cousins has taken his time to make special Scotties that have eyes, like you said, that just want to make you look at it and you want to smile. My family has them all over the place. You go down Atlantic Boulevard, Beach Boulevard, JTB. These are streets that we all know here locally. But when you fly into Jacksonville International Airport, you're gonna see Scotties.
A wall of craziness. Yes.
A wall of craziness.
A wall of craziness, inside and out, in every tree. And then when you least expect it, you know?
Yes, and see, what you get from that, and I want you to connect this, is you get to see community. Because like Scotie says, why are you living 30 years in a neighborhood and you don't even know your neighbors?
You don't know your neighbors.
Why?
And
what is going on? I mean, like, this love that he's putting in people's yards and in streets, like the flyover is an area where you're coming down Atlantic Boulevard and you fly over and you go into a beautiful beach. And when you do that, you get to see all of these incredible things and you wonder, how in the world did you get these up to some of these places are 50, 60 feet in the air? How did you do this?
Man, I have some really good people who help me out. And in the water, I had this guy, his name is Brian. He had his, waders on, the trout fishing waders. We gone into the middle of the lake.
No way.
It's right over here off of San Pablo. And they're in the lake, and he got in there.
Got those there.
Yeah, and he's in there doing that. So I get all my friends that do the dirty work because I'm a little bit older, and they get high on those.
You have the brain and the idea, and then you have the help that comes.
And that's the thing. The way you organize it in nature, it looks so natural. You know what I'm saying?
You're like Jesus. Like he created the bread and the loaves, and the disciples passed it out.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
And he also
you have the idea and you bring forth the bread for the public, but you need people around you, especially because of your back and stuff that you've gone through. You can't do stuff like that. Because some of this stuff, when you come into the city, some of the stuff is really creative, truly an artist. I mean, you're talking like beach rats, like a little like amazing fun creatures that only Florida has. Like I'm not going to be rude, but this lovely creature, can we hold him up one more time? This is not a native bird of Chicago.
No.
Is this a native bird of Chicago?
No.
Native bird. Nor Canada or anything like that. I mean, this is the sunshine state of Florida, and you are making this state happy. You are making it full of love. You are pouring into this. And my question to you is, why are you or me, people that are trying to make a difference in this community, why are we becoming a scarcity?
A scarcity.
Meaning they're rare to find. You can't find people anymore.
One thing, I don't think people are looking outside the borders of their yard and family to do anything, ever. It's all just for them. And you know what? I say that a lot because I just don't think people go out of their way to do something for anything that they're not going to get a payoff. My whole mentality is the opposite. I want to continually feed the vacuum where nothing but good comes out of it and also affects everybody else. And, I'm constantly, my wife is like, how much are you going to charge them? How much, I was never about that. I've given probably this year $40,000 worth of work away.
That's incredible, man. That's incredible.
And I'm not saying that.
No. I know you. I know you genuinely mean that because you care about people. You have been through the dark times. You've been through hell and back, and you know how important a simple thing of gesture of kindness can really make
and spontaneity.
Yes, spontaneity.
Because people don't have enough surprises, man. We don't have enough surprises. Our birthday, not a surprise. We're going to get something, We know we're going to get something, at least a cake or something small. But there's always, I'm sorry, there's always
true. It's so true.
The surprise of it all is half of what I do.
Don't ever apologize on here.
We're not supposed to go beyond this thing. So.
I'm cross that line right now. I'm going to cross this line again.
You're going to get in trouble with Mr. Kenneth, man.
And this just shout out to Mr. Kenneth, our film director. I wish we could just zip a camera back there and say, I mean, this doesn't happen without Mr. Kenneth here. He is amazing. I mean, he everything that you see and everything that you get a visually go on YouTube and just click on and this is great and that doesn't happen without him.
He's a good dude.
And they don't get enough credit, behind the scenes. They don't get enough credit. Even Jelly Roll and what he's doing. Like I get Jelly Roll, but you know what? The people behind him putting up the set and moving all the equipment and all that, and like you just acknowledge your crew. That was so nice of you.
Selfless and deflective is what he is. He's doing his job, and it's so good. So most people wouldn't see it, but I'm going to say it right now that he's a really cool dude. He really wrangled us up good, and I think we're doing an all right job. And I'm going to give him
yes, we're going to give Kenneth, our film director.
This is your moment.
Yes, this is your moment. This is your moment.
That's right.
We're giving our film director. Don't get
bashful.
Oh, yes.
I want to see some more of that
Do you think we should make him come over here?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Kenneth, come on over here. Come on now. He refuses to come on.
He's the only good-looking one in the bunch right now. I mean,
I want to come back and say hi to us. How do you feel?
Well, I feel all right about it because you know what?
But he feels the love.
He feels the love because I brought the love. Look at him, man. Look at him. Look at that. See, now that's what happened.
That's awesome.
I was doing a event. I have a solo show at Beaches Museum. It's the largest show I've ever done in the United States.
At the Beaches Museum?
Yes, the whole thing's full of Scotie art.
Fine art. Stop. Seriously?
Yes.
How did you get there?
Mayor Hoffman invited me to be there.
The mayor of the beach?
Yes. So it's been up for the last 2 months.
What mayor in your town has invited you to go to a museum? I mean, come on, get off your high horse. What mayor have you been to that's invited you to an art festival? You're speaking to a professional artist here. Well, I mean, look.
I do all this, Vincent, but I do paintings like you wouldn't believe. It's full of crazy stuff. Wow. If you want to see something crazy, go over there. Beaches Museum. It's up till March 1st. But I was doing a personal tour for people who wanted. The place was full, like 150 people.
Yeah.
And so at one point I was there, and they're just like there's old people, young people. But at one point I was talking to them, and all I saw was this. All of them were just smiling so big. I'm like, hold on, I got to say something. All of you, man, look at all of you. You're smiling like crazy right now because of all this color and happiness.
Turn it into a place of joy.
I just have to tell you, it's so good to me to see this.
It's so awesome. And then so awesome.
It went one step further, and then it started going, you know what these things do for me? And my hands raised. I said, what did they do? They just make me feel so good. I just, and then all of a sudden another person. Yeah, I saw this one over there, and oh my gosh, Scotty, that thing was.
The testimonies just kept coming and coming and coming and coming.
I was like, hold on.
does that make you feel? How does that make you feel to know that your art here in Jacksonville has made such an impact on the community? How does that make you feel?
First, all glory goes to God. He's the one that's making it happen, not me.
Amen. Amen.
The second is it makes me feel so great that something just that the God put in my head can just have such an intangible wealth that you attain. You can't quantify what this does to you, but you can see. No, you can see the stories that I showed you and that I sent to you, and that I continue to get every day. Actually, you know what? The attention kind of makes me go into anxiety, and I'm more of a deflective person. But yeah, when you're out there and I'm stopped all the time, like I saw you in Publix. That
was really cool. I really enjoyed that. You always show up, and your Scotties show up at a time of depression. And I mean, life is hard, and I really, really think that, and yes, there are good moments, and we have it very good here at the beach. I mean, we live in paradise. I think we do.
We do.
Atlantic Beach is the gem of the country. I think it is the hidden gem. It really fits. It crosses every box off.
Right.
But with that, in any beach town, I don't care if it's Santa Monica, LA, San Diego, whatever, you end up with a certain flow where there is a need for what Scottie is bringing in here. And I think around the pandemic time, we really got a big taste of what?
Yeah, we got a big taste of worry. And didn't know we were going to be around here for that long. Everybody was doing it for themselves, trying to take care of themselves, but they were just mentally just. So I just prayed.
Where did you see that? Where did you see them like around COVID? What did you see?
My big moment was at Publix. Did I talk about that? Publix.
I don't
at
remember.
Harbor Place. Is right over there in Harbor Place off Atlantic, over the bridge. And everybody was in line. There was like 30 deep in line. And all of these people were so just rude to each other. I mean, grown adults. And, and every line was
just
packed.
Being nasty.
And I, as an artist and creative, I'm constantly scanning my horizons, and I'm looking at this.
That's cool.
And computing, and I'm like,
it's really cool. You're looking up, not down.
Yeah. I'm like, what's happening? It affected me so much, Vincent, that I got in my car and my heart was thumping. I suffer like panic attacks.
You're like me. You're like me in that way. Like you right at that moment, you wanted to change something, right?
It was a real life thing that was happening. It wasn't a thing that was made up by a movie thing. Or we were in the
real life.
The shit of it.
That was quite a situation.
But on my way home, I had my hands at 10 and 2, and I'm driving with this furrowed brow, and I see this tree. I had these political signs in the back of my studio, and like a stack of them. I remake things, recycle things into art.
That's cool.
But I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what I was going to do. I have a lot of things. But on my way home, I had this epiphany. I saw a tree, and then I was like, oh, yeah. Do an animal. Everybody likes animals more than people sometimes.
It's true. We almost don't deserve them. We almost don't deserve them. No matter what kind of day we have, you come in the door and that thing's
good,
like
man.
ready to see you.
Yes.
It's like Ralphie. Hey!
Yes, hardly any human wants to do that because some ego is attached or something.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
These things are neutral. When they see these, and I didn't know that. I got so excited. I'm like, I'm going to make an animal and put it in that tree.
Did you do it?
I'm going to tell you, I got home on the flying over. I was speeding. I think I saw BJ, the motorcycle cop. He let me by. I just said, hey, BJ, I'm going a little less fast, Just let me go this time because I don't want to lose my motivation. So I got into my studio. I cut one of those out like fast. And I sprayed painted and it did it. And it was still wet as I put it in the car. I put a ladder in the car. I wore a bright orange shirt with a white hard hat. And I got a ladder and it was more.
You looked official,
It was a performance piece too.
Yeah.
It was a performance. It was a performance art. Not only the art of it was a performance.
It shows.
Yeah, nobody knew what I was doing, man, because I chameleonized myself. And it did. Nobody just gave two shish kebabs. But went up there and I put it up there.
That's awesome.
I brought a fold-out chair and I watched people from the side of the road for 2 hours.
I mean,
And
what are you going to do? You're going to smile. You're going to say, kids are going to be like, look at that, Mom. Look at that, Dad. Look at that. That makes me happy. Where do I get one of those?
It did not look like this, though. The first one was so crude. It was like the original Scotty. The eye was about that big, but it was still cool, man. I put that thing up.
That's so
and I
cool.
watched people for about 2 hours, and you would not believe it. My heart was going to explode out of my chest when I saw that this would work. So,
they're going in there, they're looking down, they're depressed with all the COVID nonsense, and they see this
all
happiness.
I see is pointing.
Yeah,
pointing.
That's so cool.
And then this happened.
Smiling.
Why is it there? You know, they're asking, what the heck is going? What's happening?
Who put it there?
Yeah, but
how did it get there?
It changed their mind for a couple minutes. It gave them a pause of this reality that we were in, this crazy reality of political, racial, with the COVID. It was just a perfect trifecta. You had something that was going to make you smile.
One moment, you get this perfect, blissful moment of just pure joy.
For hopefully it lasts 5 or 6 minutes.
I like that. I like
the rock has been pushed off their shoulder for a second, and they smiled. And then there's thousands of stories that people, I want to say the hundreds of people have sent me that.
I would say thousands. I mean, you have countless people that really, I mean, everyone knows the Mayo Clinic, and I really want to get a little bit into this because I feel like the Mayo Clinic has become a very important strategic center for healing those that are sick and those that are really beyond the help of many other hospitals in the nation, the Mayo Clinic. And so Scottie has full permission to make the Mayo Clinic the happiest place on earth.
No, that's the airport.
The airport. Yeah. And so,
but Mayo Clinic is more of an art bomb.
Yes.
And then I say, forgive me.
Nice.
But so I've never stopped after like doing it 100 times. They have, it doesn't last long, but it lasts long enough to where at least one person sees it. And that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
But I keep on doing it.
So share about the airport then. What's going on? What's going on at Jacksonville International Airport? Because there's people moving and going every day. They're flying in, they're flying out. And what are you doing there? How'd you get started there?
There was actually a thing, the mental publication that did anxiety in airports, and they attached it to what's happening with
your flight is canceled. Your flight is delayed. You have extreme ice on the wings of the airplane. You got a 30% survival rate. I mean,
anxiety.
No kidding.
And then when you see these things, it deflects it. It breaks it down.
Yes.
And so it gives it like and then people also say, I had a gallery show there, and it was in the old Haskell Gallery in the main part of where the rockers are. I did it for 3 months. They extended it for another month, I think. And then I got home, brought all my art home, and did really well. They asked me at their board meeting. And I was like, why? The curator.
Did Jacksonville International Airport ask you for the board meeting?
Yeah, they go,
that's so cool,
the curator said, Scottie, CEO wants to call you out. I was like, what does that mean? I mean, what, is that bad? I didn't know what
that's
that was.
So cool.
So I go 2 weeks later after my show, and there's like Channel 4 is there. There's 100 people in suits. They do about a $20 million worth of business.
That must have been a little intimidating almost.
It was, because I show up like this. And I had my own chair that was labeled. And I'm like,
that's awesome.
After an hour of doing business, like, all right,
awesome.
well, I guess nothing's going to happen. The very last thing that happened, the CEO, he gets up and goes, listen, I want to introduce you to a gentleman who's really transformed this whole place. At the airport, and the artist Scotie Cousin is right here, and the whole place got up. These old people with suits and stuffy, and got up like kids, and they go, "What the f? But you're the guy that did all this." And I'm like,
so cool.
I wasn't wearing one of these shirts
because they're driving in and out to work, seeing this every day. I mean, they're seeing
they were affected.
You cannot not be affected. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't think. I know you know what an impact you've made, but you all those people going in and out of Jacksonville International Airport that work there just alone, not the people that are on business and coming and going. You go in and you feel those happy vibes. We are called the Sunshine State. And so you are adding this cherry on the top to the Sunshine State, where people see it as a happy place, like you're in vacation land, you're at the beach, and you sprinkled that. And to have that respect from the CEO and all those people in the suits, the Mayo Clinic you need to listen up here.
I've been trying to get Mayo. They have a certain aesthetic, but
stop the aesthetics and listen to what Jacksonville International Airport. Let Scotie Cousins, an artist, a professional artist, take this and make it the Miami of Jacksonville, Miami, better than Miami. Miami, you go there, there's art everywhere, right? On the walls and on this and on that, by every Cuban sandwich stand.
There's a certain love attached to my work that I think people see, and I don't do it for the money at all. As a matter of fact, everything at the airport, I'm going to get to they actually told me at the airport, they go, Scotty, you have creative clout, whatever you want to do for as long as you want. I mean, what artist has ever got anything like that? I've never charged them for one piece of art because I wanted to make the city happy.
Can I make it one suggestion?
Yeah.
And you can throw this in the trash if you want, but I've noticed airports, and this is just a very soft observation, but everyone's either very happy or very sad because either they're going somewhere like on a vacation or they're coming back and they got post-op blues, right?
Right.
So on an exit, that's a tough moment, right?
Smooth it down.
The entry is like,
we're on vacation.
You got it.
More is on the exit than going in.
I think so.
More of it is.
Because you're ending whatever you were doing.
Yeah.
You're ending, and there is, no matter what trip it was, whether it was a weekend business trip and you get a hotel room here and there, you're still ending kind of like a little high of life. Would you say?
Yes.
And so that's kind of hard, but that's an example of where you place these. I've noticed.
Yes, it is a when you ever see a mural, you got to look for a building. And sometimes nothing against murals. I think we have the best muralists here in Jacksonville. But everybody sees murals.
That's true. There's murals. Yeah. I went Rio, Brazil. They're everywhere. They're a dime a dozen.
And they're beautiful.
Yes.
But when you see something that I can compose in nature where it looks like it's naturally should be there, I have the whole world.
Different.
I don't need a building. All I need is some grass. I need a building
nature,
or a tree.
Or tree.
I'll put one on the back of your back if you're walking. If you watch out, I have one on my bike everywhere.
Okay,
everywhere.
so you brought the bike, so now I'm taking over. Okay. Right. I didn't eat. I saw these and just living in Atlantic Beach in Jacksonville. I saw these. Okay, and I'm driving home from work. It's the end of the day. It's 5:00 p.m. and I'm zipping around. And I almost hit Scotty in the beach rats.
But and the beach
rats were behind his bike.
Yeah, I have a beach rat on my bike.
Oh my God, I would feel so bad for those beach rats if I would have hit them.
No, they're pretty resilient.
But I mean, I put down my window and I said, Scotty, I said, are you the one who's been making all these things?
I think he said, are you the guy that's making all these?
Yeah.
And so he shuts down traffic. And I go,
literally, everyone's like,
actually, everybody was kind of cool.
They were cool. That's right.
Hey, don't worry, Vince. This is the beach. That's what I said. I said because we had a God moment that had to happen.
Yes.
And then when I listened to what you had to say, and I said, all right, I'll be a part of it. But that's how this has all come about. All of it. It's just. Do you realize I
never sought to seek after Scotie Cousins, but through the last 6 to 10 years, all I do is hear about him. I mean, from neighbor to neighbor to neighborhood to neighborhood to neighborhood, you're seeing all these incredible happy moments. But I almost run the guy over, and that to me is what I really think back is whoever clings selfishly to their earthly life and comforts and securities will ultimately lose it. And I think that sometimes we're looking so hard in the wrong places.
Yes,
I will open doors that no man can open, and I will close doors that no man can close. And if I got that wrong, then look it up and get it right. But the point is, there are some things that are destined to be. And now here we are. You're able to share to the world something very special you're doing in this community, unselfishly.
And humbly. I mean, I really love this community. And I think hopefully by emulation that the kids, because the kids really love it too. And I do that, I say that all the time when I'm doing kids events, is that it's not what you get, it's what you give. This all is a forward payment to humanity. And it's done selflessly. And it's really meant to say, I love you, actually, you know? And when people contact me, I mean, these people are amazing, the stories. I actually start to tear up sometimes. I just can't even believe that a simple piece of art, you can't even throw money at it.
So much power.
And that organic,
so much power.
It really is.
It's so much power. So what if you had to sum it up to a few sentences, what gave you the ability to want to bless other people?
I've been suffering my whole life. That's why. I've been in hospitals over and over and over and over again. Everybody had an agenda, but in and out of that room, there was nobody connecting with me. I just thought this was going to be my life. And until I started to step away and say, just start serving, you know, and that's what I did. And I don't know, Aunt Vince, I can't even tell you, there was one moment, but my heart just was like, all right, that's what I'm supposed to do. We could barely afford to live, but I wanted to serve. And the very first time was in Illinois Masonic, Chicago. I walk in and it's like, hey, I've been under the knife a lot. When I have this, nobody's in there talking to me. And would you mind me volunteering and just going from room to room to visit people only? And they said,
That's
yeah,
really
Scotty, we don't have anything like that, but can you make it?
That's
and
beautiful.
I said, yeah. So I just would go in there and I'd wear a tie and nice suit, not to look like a doctor, but I wanted them to know that I, wasn't just
put some thought into things.
Yeah. I wanted them to look at, and then you should hear these people. My name is Scotty. I'm just here to talk to you. And again, like when you see these critters, you see people just do this, all the stress, and then they start. And you know what? I just shut up and I listen.
It's beautiful.
And I was there, and people they didn't know how to handle it. It was so much, unexpected love from somebody that, this does the same thing. But that's where I started really serving. And then that led into my art world, and that led into even the church I'm with today, St. John the Baptist and Catholic. But I just love it, man. I mean, I live for no money. I live for this. And for me just to be happy nominally with good food, because I can't find it sometimes. I got to cook it all the time, But from here, being here with you and sharing this too is so cool.
It is cool. It really is. It's so refreshing to me. On this podcast, Angels and Demons podcast, it's your angels and your demons, and it's for mental health. Whatever mental health means to one can mean something different to another. Mm-hmm. But what I consider mental health is to where you feel like that you are in a good spirit to take on that day in a healthy standpoint, to where it takes more muscles to frown than to smile. And I think by you creating these smiles, I was watching the NFL red carpet event where Invisalign is a dental company where you scan their teeth and it straightens their teeth so they smile. Because so many people, we had a dentist come on previously, describe that they're embarrassed about their teeth, so they don't want to smile. And so we were trying to figure out, how do we break the stigma down around that so we can get people where they need to go, so teeth can look whatever way they want them to look, so that they can smile. Because we want them to do exactly what you're doing. We want them to light up with joy and feel free to smile. Nobody's judging you. If there's a tooth crooked or this way or that way, nobody's judging you. But just the smile, it brings life, and it's contagious.
It is contagious. When you are truly like happy because of, I can't tell you how many events I've done where people are smiling. They almost look like they're going into spasmatic muscles because they haven't smiled very much. And I stop people all the time when I'm doing these speeches. I say, I just want you to look around at everybody. Look at it. And
look at the joy it brings.
Yes.
Look at the joy it brings.
And then all of a sudden, again, people start swapping their stories of how my art is, done this and done that. And I'm just like crazy. I want to do more. One lifetime's not enough to do what I want to do. So I get to it every day.
I love it.
Every day.
Scotty, I love it. My uncle, who is someone that I really looked up to, he lived in San Diego, California. And when I landed, he would ask me one question, very simple. You want to go to Tijuana or you want to go to Vegas? And I'd be like, I want to go to Vegas, because I love playing craps. I love gambling. The man didn't have two dimes to rub together, but he was more fun than a barrel of monkeys, and the thing about him is, the thing about it is, he had a contagious laughter and joy about him. And I think you really resemble that. And we need more Scotties. We really do. We really need more people like you that are unselfish, that instead of their 8 to 5, I got all the money, I got all of the things, but what are you doing to truly help your neighborhood? You're living in a neighborhood. You don't know your neighbors. I'm going to tell you something. Be the one to initiate it. You have friends. Don't be the one that has to be text first. Go ahead and reach out and message them and ask them how they're doing. Because I'm going to tell you what, very few people initiate things. Do you notice that?
You're right.
If you don't initiate and say, hey, how are you doing? Most of the time, you're not going to hear from them.
No. Mm-mm. And, it's hard for them because they're always doing it by text, This real stuff that the moment by moment that we're doing right now.
It's gone.
This conversation is golden. The text is so cold. That's why even in my
people
art,
interpret it weird. You could say
there's no inflection on text.
Yeah. You notice that? Have you ever gotten yourself in trouble with texting?
Yes.
At what pit have you drawn for yourself by sending a text? Give me any text you've sent where it's just been
Oh my God, just inflection. People don't know where. Yeah.
You just said okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's all. You're not going to add something this whole theatric type of
emojis and memes and all this kind of stuff.
I tell you, man, more people, Vincent, for the authenticity of conversation and the authenticity of my art, because you'll see there's imperfections and everything. It's not. Yeah. You can see brushes and strokes. There's some drip marks, and I love that. It's so opposite of AI, and it causes a conversation so opposite of what's happening right now.
Life's not perfect. Life's not perfect.
No, it's not. And that's exactly what you see.
Our days don't go perfect. We might plan them and think it, but you know what? I love how you did the feet, by the way, on the bottom there. That's so cool.
Well, this was a pelican stand, so I'm glad you like it. I've never had a heart with feet, but it's kind of cool.
That is really cool.
I usually had some with some arms like that, too.
That's fun. That's really. And for Valentine's Day is tomorrow, February 14th, Valentine's Day. It's a big deal at the beach. It's a big day in the world. And right before you is one of the most beautiful pieces of art for Valentine's Day by Scotie Cousins himself.
He really, really likes it. I really love doing that. I mean, that is so cool.
You have fun putting that together?
Oh, you know what? Jesus said you have to be like children to enter the kingdom of heaven. And so
yes. And then he said him and he said, if you offend one of these children, you are better off tying a millstone around your neck and throwing yourself in the sea. So, I mean, you're really onto something there.
To be yourself at my age, at 62 years old, and still be a kid, I'd never forget. I was doing some chalk. This guy in Chicago, I was about 40-something years old. He taps me on the shoulder, an Asian guy, and he says, chalk's for kids. Get a real job.
What?
That is what I experienced my whole life.
Stop.
Ridicule, not being myself. I was always
you were
myself.
Never enough. You mean like never enough?
No, that was so beyond. I was always myself, though. I was like, no matter what, doing the craziest stuff, wearing the crazy, being this, being that. And people didn't know. They wanted to be around football, sports, people who acted like whatever. I just was never like that. I was authentic myself, and I never stopped.
You were incapable of being anyone but yourself.
And that is what you see.
Most people,
my heart is actually what you see.
See two people.
Yes,
and what's really scary is you see two people, and sometimes you see like 8 people.
Yeah, you're right. If you have a civil personality, they're chameleonizing so much around these different people that don't even know themselves anymore.
You know what? Just to be real and honest, as being in dentistry and being involved in dentistry so long, I've found so much fulfillment in it because I know it's the least place that somebody wants to be.
Yes.
They don't want to be in on their back with their mouth open with people with sharp instruments and a drill and all this kind of stuff. It's not pleasant. And then you know what? It really hurts the pocketbook. I mean, all of a sudden, because it's not like, hey, check out my $40,000 I put right here. Look how cool. It's like you get a new bike, you get a new car. It's like, hey, look at what I got. But dentistry is not a glamorous thing, you know? And so a lot of people feel like really defeated and embarrassed and all the things that go along with that. And I love being in a public servant environment. Yeah. You do too.
I love it. Yes, I do. I really do. And it never stops. It's 24/7. 24/7, I never stop. I actually work myself to death because I got things going on left and right that people want them to make them happy or some other person to make them happy. And if you get that, I mean, you got a workload like that, people wanting you to affect some of their relatives and stuff like that, it is really... sometimes it's almost a lot for me to handle with this one.
Absolutely,
little heart I got, because it almost explodes.
Because you're giving, and very few people know what to give, how to give. They just don't know how to do that. So we have a very special surprise for you today. We have, and I'm gonna let Scotie take over here. I've been itching to get to this the whole time. What do we got going on?
This raffle is for my brother-in-law, Dave, who is having open heart surgery right now. Just had a craniotomy 2 weeks ago for brain cancer. And it's just my sister and brother-in-law are really struggling. And I want them to be propped by, money that they don't have to worry about bills. And so I'm doing this giveaway of this bird. It's 4 foot. And I'll show you a picture of it. I'll send you a picture of it. But it's 4 foot, and it was done in the community with an event at Beaches Museum with the kids. So all I did is I drew a critter with black and white, and I invited the kids to come color it.
At the Beaches Museum.
Yeah. And then they were, kind of messy about it, but I took it back, refined it Scotie Cousin style. It looks so BA, man. It's off the chain. It hangs away from the wall. It's on polypropylene with a thumbtack, but it's big. So this is the last day of the raffle. We had it open for like a week. So if you want to participate in this, one day only, we got 1 day to go, $15 a ticket. The link is down below. Just hit that link. It'll come up and you can buy as many tickets you want to, but one will do just fine. And then it will be randomly generated tomorrow.
That's so cool. And again, this is for your brother-in-law who's having open heart surgery
right now. It's going to be probably not finished till 2:30 in the morning. That's how bad it is. And he just pulled through a craniotomy the other day, taking a tumor out of his brain.
How did this come about? When did they find this?
His voice started getting weird at Christmas, and I said, hey, you know what, you all right? But he was having some. But it turned out it was his heart. The brain tumors, and they're getting through all of this. Can you believe it? Through God's grace, has been going. And so I just, wanted to relieve them because I saw my sister-in-law when she just looked so, she looked like she was beaten, So I wanted to lift her up and say, hey, don't worry about the financial for a while. Take care of Dave. We will all be there to help you. And the whole neighborhood is really, really done well with this.
Really, Scott, you really play the part. I mean, as they say, don't talk the talk, but walk the walk. Don't talk the talk, but walk the walk. You walk the walk. And I think that there's always something since the moment I met you that's been very different than everyone else. And now I know what it is.
I'm smiling because I love to hear stuff like that.
No, I know.
The differentness that's.
I mean, imagine being any one of us in this room. Imagine going through that surgery. You're up against no matter what problems you have. Do you have that problem? I mean, just think about that. Do you have? What did you say it was?
He has open heart surgery and a brain tumor that they just. But he's got valves they got to replace. It's just
it's a mess. It's a mess. And that is what your day could look like. Is you're in a surgery room with this going on, and count your blessings. Like maybe if you have only $20 in your bank account, You know,
And you
maybe
have
you
your
can
health.
go get a Starbucks and sit at the beach and have something good going on.
Yeah.
So I just encourage you to just do really like you set an example of what a good person can be to bless their community, to bless their family, to bless others. If you are causing division amongst people, I mean division meaning if you are causing division in your family, your workplace, and everything around you.
If you're not the light, you are the darkness. And that's what we always have to strive to be, going to. So that's what I live my life by, is being the light.
Shout out. And you will be tagged, Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, you're home. Okay, listen. Scotie Cousins here wants to bless you in your home.
Yes, I do.
By making it a resemblance of just joy and happiness. And Trevor, listen, you smile. You're a great image of Jacksonville, the Jacksonville Jaguars. You had a great season. Let Scotie come and bless your home.
I'll tell you what, I already got it made, Trevor, too. It's probably a 7-foot flamingo. I'm telling you right now, I was proud of you this season, and I hope this makes your little baby happy.
That's gentle.
And
I like
this
that
is
approach.
Pink,
Okay.
and it'll look really good in this house. And I do it again for the love of the guy and what he's done.
Absolutely.
Because everybody's,
I love that approach. I love that approach.
Again, this is what I do in nature all the time. I do it with people that, really, I think he's made us all happy through
I'm a little offended because you have blessed this community in so many ways. He flies out of the airport all the time. He sees this stuff. And I don't want, the next time you come on, we talked about this last time. I really want Trevor Lawrence to have at his home be blessed by you.
I would love to deliver it for him.
Because, it's already made.
It's already made.
It's ready to go. Trevor, all you have to do is contact.
Just say the word.
Say the word.
I'll sign a do not disclose to wherever you are, and then I'll just set it right. You know what? I'll set it in front of your yard because it's in cement, and it'll just sit there. You could do it in your yard, but it's meant for the inside.
Yes,
it's in my inside gallery. So, but yeah, it's been sitting there, and I've been wanting to give it to him, only because the dude is stand up. He's been doing really good.
He has,
and
he's
again,
proud to be in Jacksonville.
Love.
He's proud to be in Jacksonville, and we are proud to have you here. And
Trevor, give me a call, dog.
Yeah, Trevor, give him a call.
You'll see my truck coming. It's got critters all over it.
Woo! Look at that. And if he's on his bike, beach rats.
Maybe I'll get, I'll throw something else in too. Never
there
know.
You go. Yeah. For the baby,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
This is pretty big, though. This is a big one.
I know last time you poured your heart and soul into that piece, specifically for Trevor Lawrence, because
mostly for his family.
Too. Scotie is a community person. He gave the analogy of a community, getting communities together, going to places, helping other people, Mayo Clinic, people that are sick, and pharmacies and all this stuff. And Trevor Lawrence, you here are representing the Jacksonville Jaguars, the National Football League. We love you. We want to be with you and support you. So help Scotie Cousins, Angels and Demons podcast, get this out so that
we'll
we
have
can
you here
bless
between
you.
us next time. We'll have some coffee. What do you say?
That's the best idea.
He's got the best Brazilian espresso, right?
Trevor, you hear that? The best coffee.
And the coldest Gatorade, too. If you're a sports guy,
Yeah.
So,
and when you get the Super Bowl on your coach, bam!
That's when we'll go really big. I'll make you something really big when you get to that.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Scotie Cousin, again, thank you so much for coming on this.
My man.
You are the man. You're blessing this community. You do it day after day. And Kenneth's a man, and I encourage you, get out there and give kindness and love to other people.
Unconditionally.
Again, it's been Angels and Demons podcast with Scotie Cousins.
My man. Come on, give it to me.
Giving me some love.
I'm telling you, I'm glad we met at that intersection over there. It's like 500 feet, but man, that was so cool. And dude, you're a good dude too, man.
You are too.
I really enjoyed this.
It's been Angels and Demons podcast, and until next time, you keep smiling.
Pura Vida.
Angels and demons fighting in the deep end. I turn all my weakness into something I believe in. Every scar, every doubt, that's fuel when I speak. Welcome to the battle where the broken get free. Yeah.